Hello and most welcome to one of our exclusive episodes of podcast Tahaddi. Today we are going to hit and discuss one of the critical aspects and topics of project management. We are going to discuss and talk about delay, but the not normal delay, and it causes like the material delay, lack of resources, sometimes being in permit issues. We are not going to hit that a lot. What we are going to discuss and talk about today, we are going to discuss especially the force majeure, and as well also the project suspension when it happens, like the circumstances which we are living right now, and how it can be treated by the performing organization and as well also by the client. All of that which will be discussed with our esteemed guest is much important and vital actually for all project management professionals and especially the project managers. Stay tuned.
Welcome, listeners. Today we are delighted to bring you another inspiring episode of Tahaddi, the podcast dedicated to helping you enhance your management skills and navigate your career journey. Your host, Samih Makki, your go-to expert in project management and career coaching. Every Wednesday, we invite esteemed guests to join us and share valuable insights from their respective industries. They will provide unique perspectives and practical advice, leaving us all with a nugget of wisdom to apply in our personal and professional lives. Newcomers to our show, don't forget to hit the subscribe button to ensure you stay updated with every new release. Now, let's kick off today's engaging discussion. Stay tuned.
Hello and most welcome again. As we told you that we are going to talk and discuss the issue of the force majeure and as well also project suspension with our esteemed guest. Our guest for tonight's episode is a seasoned project management and contract management specialist with over 23 years of comprehensive experience in the multinational engineering, procurement, and construction management sector, with a strong specialty or focus on energy, oil, and petrochemical refineries. Also, he is a certified project management professional and holder of master degree in business administration, specializing in project management as well. And finally, he is the founder of Whiteboard Project Management, which is an educational platform dedicated to advancing project management knowledge through training, consultancy, and the project development or professional development. Please join me in welcoming Roman Matika. Roman, how are you doing? Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm too excited actually for the conversation and especially for the topic which we have picked actually to discuss in this episode. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot. I would like to say thank you for everyone right now, to everyone joined us, and everyone who is going to join us during the episode, and even who doesn't have time right now and he is going to watch our live after streaming on all of our accounts on YouTube, Facebook, and as well also our accounts on LinkedIn. Please feel free to drop your question, inquiries, and actually interventions in the chat box, and we are going to discuss all of that with Roman today. Roman, when we have discussed and trying to to choose a topic to discuss nowadays, we found that the force majeure and the project suspension may be the suitable one for this time. Okay. Yeah, that is right. Do you face such incidents and circumstances in your work right now? Yes. Yes. طيب before getting actually to the main points which we have prepared for the discussion, I have a question coming in my mind. Like, is there enough awareness for the project managers nowadays regarding the force majeure clause which are available and presented in most of the contract and agreement types, and the project suspension and how they can deal with it, or the awareness still need to be advanced and enforced? Thank you so much. Professional. Mm, mm, parties, yes. Mm, yes. Mm, yes, I see. Mm. Yes, I totally agree. Actually, nowadays I'm dealing with different clients, and when you are getting actually to the different contract type, maybe not even standardized, or following the international contract agreement and the clauses and so on, you will find completely different clauses regarding the project suspension, force majeure, and even the normal delay, how it's treated and dealt by the different parties within the project. So it's so important, and I'm sure that the project manager should dig more and keep learning regarding the delay and how they are going to deal with the delay, and especially the clauses which we are going to discuss today. Yes. Let me start. Yes. Go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead. Yes. Yes. Okay. I have in front of me one major question regarding the project delay and suspension and so on. At the beginning of any project, we are preparing our risk register, and we are trying to hit what could happen wrong, or in the wrong way. Actually, it can impact or affect the project negatively, and some of those causes coming, like, delaying the material, or as I told earlier, maybe delaying permit issuance, or any other incident. How can we differentiate actually between the force majeure and the normal risks for any project? Because it's unexpected event with even unexpected impact at all, whatever is going to happen. Yes. Yes, exactly. Without getting, you mean that without getting involved in the early stage before the initiation, if we can say. Mm. Roman, let me say that one of the comment coming actually like, no voice from your side. I'm not sure why is this, because I hear you well. Hmm? Yes, okay. I hear you well actually, but the audience, even يعني, on LinkedIn or Facebook, they can assure us, they can confirm that the voice is good and we are audible, or still there is a problem. They are telling that there is no, even even the monitor is not working. طب can you go out from the studio and get into again? Yes, okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Yes, hello.
You
Yes,
hear me now?
most welcome. Yes, I hear you actually, and I
Okay.
see you well. But
Okay,
let's get the confirmation from our audience.
Yes, the audience should confirm that they
I
hear,
hope now
hear us
it's
well.
I hope now it works.
So this is a test. 1, 2, 3. Can you hear
Yes.
me? Yeah. Audience.
You can move your microphone closer to your guest's voice in order to follow the interview. Actually, we are not in the same place. We are running this one online, so it's a completely different locations.
Different contents.
Now, okay. Now you hear us good, both of us, me and Roman. Wow. Okay,
So,
that's fine.
yeah.
Yes. Okay.
So
Now
they
it's
hear.
okay. Yeah.
Yo?
Yes.
Okay.
Now it's okay.
Great. Okay.
We
Okay. So
disturbed you.
let's start from the beginning. So
Yes.
simply, what I was just saying, that in the best case scenario, we have two scenarios. The one scenario is that um, you are assigned from the early stages, and the second scenario, you are just get the contract signed and you have to start. So the first scenario, when you are on the stage gate, along with the sales team, you start defining the risks, so you can start defining the contingencies for your project. So from that stage, you define the risks, and then you define the you put a contingency for the defined risks and for the contingency for the undefined risks. If you are a project manager and the second scenario, you just received the contract signed, and for example, in worst case, even the sales doesn't make a proper risk analysis, risk register. They just put a contingency budget, and this is for you. You just create your own risk analysis
Register.
and a risk register. So you have to go to your contract to read the contract from beginning to the end, from end to the end to the beginning, and here and there, back and forward, 3-4 times all the time, and not read it by yourself only, but make four eyes reading. So that means ask your colleague to read the same article, how he see this in a different way. Yeah, and then register all the risks. The risks are different from the defined risks are different from the force major, but the force major is a type of risk which is defined but out of control. This is different.
Okay.
This is the
Okay.
difference.
Yes.
Yeah. The risks are defined or undefined, known or unknown.
Yes.
If it's known, it should be controlled. You have a risk register, you have
Mhm.
mitigation plan, and you have uh, the risk analysis.
Yes.
But the force major is a defined risk, but it's out of control of both parties. You don't know when it happened, how long it takes, and it's not under your control at all. That's the main difference to
Okay.
understand. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. That is great. Yani we have to differentiate it completely from the normal risk which we are defining. We and the team at the beginning of the project.
Yes.
It's known, but the impact
Out
and
of
the time
control.
undefined and uncontrolled as
Undefined,
well.
out of control. And there is a strategy for that. We will
Mm.
come to it later, how to deal with such force majors when it's
Yes, sure.
happened.
Yes,
Yeah.
sure. Yes, sure. Right. Many professionals and even within the companies and organizations ask regarding the period of time I have to report any incident happen. How many days, for instance, I have to report any incident before I'm not entitled to go ahead with the claim.
Okay. That's a good question. First, there is no standard time
Okay.
to a response. You
Mm,
have to always go back to your contract.
mm,
If we are talking about FedEx contracts, FedEx, yeah, it's defined there. If not, uh, your contract should define the time where you have to respond. In all cases, keep it in your mind, if even in the contract there is no specifications for the time you need to respond,
mm,
then consider maximum within 10 working days you have to report.
mm.
Otherwise,
Yes.
it can be considered as old. Yeah.
Okay.
So if any things happened, if anything occurred, immediately inform the client. But you need to make sure, when you inform the client, you need to make sure that your information are based on some facts, and those facts are recorded. So you need your records, you need your impacts, you need everything. And when you inform the client, it is not only a verbal information. I
Mm.
faced some projects where some project manager says, I came to the project, there was an agreement with the client, but then the client changed his team, and the new team says, I cannot approve you.
They denied the agreement.
They denied everything because everything was on goodwill between two people. That can
Mm,
happen in normal life, but when we are doing a business here,
mm.
so the project managers says, okay, we have to make things on paper. So an agreement should be written, should be formal, and
Okay.
that's in the standards. Yeah.
That is great. طيب يعني actually from what you have stated right now, also another point maybe debated or discussed a lot within the companies regarding, do we need really the contract management specialist within the team, or we the project managers can take the lead and go ahead actually and the report and the claim and prepare the required
Okay.
documentation for any claim or for any incident to happen at any time.
Okay. If we are talking about small projects,
Mm,
you need a project manager. That's
okay.
it. If
Mm,
we are talking about big projects, we are talking about delivering strategic projects, then you need the team, the project management team, the PMT. And that's not only the project manager, not only the contract manager, you need a project control team, the
mm.
schedule control, the cost controller, you need the legal team. It depends on the size
The
of
volume of the project itself.
exactly. So if you have long-term project for 10 years project delivery of large EPC projects, really with billions of dollars or euros, then you need really a real team, and not only one contract manager, but more than one contract manager. You
Mm,
don't need one planner, but maybe you need a
A
full
team
team
of
of
planners.
planners. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that depends on the project, how it's strategic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you see that? Is it difficult actually to prove that we are entitled for a claim, or the circumstances or the force majeure already affected our project negatively? Do you see that difficult? Because I will tell you frankly, and I am
Okay.
on the ground with the
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Many claims going to the client and coming out from their offices like it's rejected. You have to do, or you have to wait, or the contract terms and condition and the clauses don't allow you actually to claim what you are stating or what you are claiming.
Okay. Actually, we should first understand the word claim. Yeah.
Yes.
The claim is not a bad thing happened. It is a phase in the contract, phase during the project execution, and it will come. It's not a matter of who will claim what. This is an event which will come. The question is when. Yeah. So from the beginning of the project, you as a project manager, if you are from the in the contract as a contractor or as a client, you have to prepare your ground to defend yourself from any claim, and you should avoid that claim to happen. But if it happened, you have the ground prepared, and you have to be solidly recorded all the documents. That's the point. And then the point is, if it's happened, you need to focus on the solution, not on the problem. If you focus on the solution, you find your client negotiable, then you can prepare it properly. You can inform the client in advance. This is the good strategy. You have to tell him if there is something happened from your side, or commitments, you have some obligations according to contract. If you don't deliver it to me in time, that will affect my schedule. Then I will be, according to contract, I will be entitled to submit you a claim for extension of time, and extension of time means cost as
Yes.
well. Yeah, and so if this has happened in advance, the client will be aware in advance, and you have already notified him. If this will happen, I will be in the position that I have to submit to you a claim, and I don't want to submit that for you right now. Then
Okay.
the client will be very communicative with you, and will be prepared if the claim will happen. But if you are just not informing anything, and suddenly you submit to the client a claim, the client will return it back immediately to you with a rejection. That's 400%.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have mentioned now very important point regarding time extension equal extra cost or cost
Yeah.
impact. Is it linked continuously like this, or sometimes we have to accept the time extension only without extra cost?
Okay. Time is money. That is
That's right.
clear. But we have to clarify, if we go back to exactly to the topic of this podcast, the force major. Okay. So if you have an extension of time, that extension of time the contract can give you the entitlement to extension of time. The extension of time can happen due to force major. If we talk about force major, then some contracts allows you extension of time without cost impact, but for a specific duration. For example, for 6 months. After 6 months, you are entitled to submit a request for contract termination.
Okay.
Okay,
It should be mentioned as well also within
it
the
should.
clauses and terms of the contract.
Yes, it is included in the clause of force major. So the duration of the force major is specified, the maximum duration. After that duration, the clause says you are entitled to request for contract termination. You are entitled for extra cost when it is resumed, that the work is going back. So that's all defined from experience, some experience, or from previous projects. I had an experience with one project which was suspended for 10 years.
Okay, 10 years.
10
Suspension
years.
of 10 years. Yes.
Yeah, it's suspended due to force majeure. And because the clause in the force majeure was not defining that, so the company just suspended the work
Mm,
without termination. They were not allowed to terminate the contract, and
okay.
everything stayed as it is, and it went to the court.
Wow, it's so difficult actually. So
Yeah,
difficult.
so you need actually simply you need yeah, really you need to take care of the contract. And now you may ask, or the audience may ask, how I can be sure that the clause
It's
contains
mentioned and
everything.
clear and
Yeah,
have everything actually I need.
yeah.
So if it happens, I'm prepared. I'm well prepared for that.
Yes, and if you have the contract signed, then it's okay. If you are building the contract, then get advice from your legal team. If you don't have legal team, then hire an external legal to
Expert.
give you that, and apply your maximum lessons learned from previous projects to every clause in the contract.
Yes, okay. That is fine. Right.
Yeah.
Let's get actually to also a very critical point, especially for the performing organization regarding the resources, and especially the human resources and the team.
Yeah.
While we have force majeure circumstances or project suspension, something happened and the client informed us that the project had to be suspended for a period of time. How you deal with the team at that circumstances?
Okay. Uh, when we have a force majeure or we have a suspension, those are two different events.
Scenarios, yes.
Yeah, if you have a force majeure, you just stop the work, okay, and you may not be entitled for requesting extra cost, as we mentioned. But then it depends on the project insurance or the company insurance. So you get your money from your insurance if you have your
Okay.
insurance. If the client doesn't raise any force majeure but raise suspension,
Pension.
the suspension will entitle you to extension of time and extra cost. That's the two different points. The cost in force majeure is not covered by the client unless it's specified in the contract, and the cost for the suspension is covered by you are entitled by default to request the extension of time and the cost impact when you have suspension. Let's be clear in one point. The force majeure is not raised by the client. The force majeure is raised by the higher authorities, by the government, because it is referred to natural catastrophics
Yes,
or
or war, for
war,
instance, like what we
war,
are. Yes, like what we
or,
are
or,
living
or the
right now.
closing of the Hormuz Strait right now. What is happening? It is not raised by the clients. It is raised by higher authorities. So, as I
Okay.
said, it is uncontrolled event by third party. So, in this case, you have the evidence that it is raised by somebody or some other party. Then you go with the force majeure. But the suspension comes from which part? Comes from the client
The client.
request or from the contractor? Maybe from the contractor, because the contractor won't get some access to the site for some specific scope. Then the contractor requests a partial suspension of the work, not the whole contract work.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And maybe the client will request the same from the contractor. So if you are a contractor and the client requests the suspension, that's the most typical event. Then when you have your team, you suspend, then you start telling the client, okay, I am, according to the contract, I am entitled for, after resuming, for those entitlements, and you set your entitlements according to contract. You have to deal with your team. You may have EPC contract. You may have your items already purchased and already on the sea, on the way.
Yes.
The supply chain is ongoing. The subcontractors already do the work on site and so on. And you have to deal with all those things, and you have to collect all the impacts. But you cannot collect all those information within 10 working days.
Yes, sure.
It's impossible. So what you will do, you will submit a notice, official notice to the client with your entitlements to the contract, and you start submitting a periodic claim where it is only qualified, but it's not quantified.
Okay.
When the suspension completes, then you have the contract should tells you till what time of maybe till 30 days from the completion of the suspension, then you will submit your quantification of that suspension. For example, the client requests you to suspend for 3 weeks.
Okay.
You say okay. After 3 weeks, another request come, one more
To
month,
extend.
yeah,
Okay.
and one more month, and 2 or 3 more months, and the suspension goes for 1 year.
Okay.
After that 1 year, when you resume, then there is a new labor cost, new cost from your suppliers, a new cost for maybe material already storage on the port, on other on the storage areas, and maybe from your subcontractors and so on. So everything increased dramatically 1 year or 3 weeks. That's the difference. So you need to
Okay.
qualify the cost, start preparing the cost, informing the client periodically about the impacts, and then the final one will be given after
Resumption.
yeah.
Yes, okay, that is fine. But what about the human resources? Should I reassign them, or should I release them actually for the company for any other projects? Or what is the correct decision
you should not
here?
keep them idle unless the client will tell you, yes, keep them idle, I will pay for them, and that will not happen.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's clear. So yes, you need to reassign them immediately, and you will lose actually you will lose them for some time until
Yes.
you will find them some
Another job or
another job, and you can calculate that idle time, and you put that idle time with their cost, labor cost, in your future claim. So that is a part of the claim. You need to keep the registration of all the points really carefully. All the records you need to be properly addressed. You need to you need to release the people, and then when you resume, you have a big challenge because a lot of them will be in other projects, and you need to collect a new team, and that's the biggest challenge for resuming the work.
Yes, I totally agree. There is a question actually. Many people joined us and saying that thank you for the session. Thanks a lot for everyone actually who joined us today. Mr. Rida Mahfouz, thank you so much for your time and joining us today. LinkedIn user, sometime LinkedIn, is not appearing the name, but there is a question. He is writing that question in FIDIC-based contracts. How do you differentiate entitlement between time and cost during force majeure or suspension, especially when the impact extends beyond the defined event period?
Okay, as I said, if you have FIDIC contract, then it is clearly stated there the conditions. Okay, and that depends if you have the yellow book or the red book or the silver book or what any other books in FIDIC. So immediately you have force majeure or you have suspension. Force majeure, you have the event of force majeure, you are entitled for extension of time. Till what period? Then it defines you till what period. If it's after 6 months, then you are entitled for requesting either more suspension or go to contract termination. Some contracts goes to terminate by default. So it's considered immediately as terminated, and then you are entitled as contractor, you are entitled to request the cost for the work performed only. So you will claim only for the work performed, not for the impacts. That's the point here. Yeah.
If you are going to terminate.
Yes, if you are going beyond that period, as it was raised, the question beyond that period, and and you are going for the termination, then you are entitled only for the work performed, and that is related to prove again how the work was done, what work was done, and when was done.
Yes, okay. That is great. Thank you to Mr. Gamal Abbas, Rakia, our engineer, Muhammad Abdul Ati as well. Thank you so much for joining us and your time for today. Type. Now, we have discussed how to deal a little bit and how to treat the situation in a good way with our team and our resources as well. But you don't have the contract only with your client, you have contracts as well also with your subcontractors.
Yeah.
Do you deal with this one back to back? Whatever will happen with the client, you are going to reflect it with the subcontractors, or there is another approach actually to deal in this case?
Honestly, no, you cannot, and it will not happen. Everybody wish that it will be back to back. But in real life, it is not back to back. Even if you have, let's say, a penalty of 5%, then you put that penalty with the contractor, and you say, I have it with my subcontractor. I have it back to back for 5% as well. Okay, but consider your 5% towards the contract towards the client, the sum of 5% toward the client, and the 5% toward your subcontractor. So that's not back to back. You have to, when you build the contract with your subcontractors, that's important for the project manager to work together with the procurement team to set the contracts with the procurement team properly, the contract conditions, I'm saying, because the terms and conditions that are standard for each company, they just attach it to the contract, I'm sure. Each company has its own standard terms and conditions.
Yes.
But the specific contract conditions for the deliverables, for other things, you need to keep it monitored, and you need to have your buffer time with you. So in case you need to deliver something to the client, for example, 30 of April, okay, then you need to set it up with your subcontractor to make it, for example, 25th of April. So you still have 5 days of buffer between you and your subcontractor, just in case something happened wrong. You are still in line with your main contract terms. So this is the job of project manager, to sit together with the procurement team
and tendering team, yes,
and tendering procurement and the team who is subcontracting team, to build the subcontracts with the subcontractor and negotiate that as well, because some contractor will not accept it. So you as a project manager, you need to sit with them and explain to them, my conditions towards my client are those. I have to fulfill it. I have to get a buffer time. You have to be clear. Don't just keep things closed. They don't know, don't know, and they said, okay, I will deliver it later, and my risk is to get penalties, and my penalties will be only 5,000 euros. So I'm fine with it. I will deliver it after 1 month. But you will get the pain. So from the beginning, you tell your subcontractor that I need you to deliver it really in good in that date, because it will hurt me. It will hurt me as well. At the beginning. So be clear with all parties and make things as a chain. It's a chain. It's not back to back. They call it back to back, but it's a chain.
Yes. Okay. But why do you see that it's is it difficult? Actually, it's difficult to get it back to back with all of your subcontractors and suppliers. And I see that actually in the real life, it's so difficult. Whatever you agree with the client, it's so, it's so challenging to convince the subcontractors and the supplier and the vendors as well to accept the terms and the condition. Mostly, you accept with the client. Why this happens?
I will tell you. We are working. We are professionals, and we are talking about real world. Okay, so what we are facing, the client push his terms and conditions to you. Always you are working as a contractor, EPC or EPCM contractor. The client push his terms and conditions, and in each time, the terms and conditions get tougher and tougher. Okay.
Yes.
By client and by time. So if you are going by, let's say 5 years ago, the terms and conditions were much easier
Not
than
like
today.
this.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's a push from one side. From the other side, the subcontractors get their challenges for the energy cost, for the delivery cost. They have to make optimization of their cost and for their deliveries and so on. So they are also pushing on their terms and conditions. Some suppliers agree with your terms because they just want to sell, and other suppliers, big suppliers, I cannot say some names here, but let's say for some manufacturers, big manufacturers, for valves, for instrumentation, for electrical parts, for piping, and piping can be general, but specific control system, they put their terms and conditions to you, and they said, take it or leave it.
Yes, that's right.
This is the real world.
That is right.
So you are pushed from both sides.
You are the weakest point, as a main contractor performing organization, you are the weakest point.
and now you are the contractor. You have to have the risks, and this is actually your job. The client could go directly to the subcontractors and do the work himself, but this is you. This is the EPC contractor. The EPC contractor, and especially the EPC contractor with lump sum price. This is the main risk, the major risk hold on your shoulders.
Okay, I see.
So you are pushed from both sides, and the risk will happen. The risk will happen. You will have to
manage
take out, and you have to take out from your contingency somehow. You have to manage this. You have to get the mitigation, and the winner is the one who will get the minimum loss.
Okay, I see.
This is the real world.
Yes, that is right.
Not the book, not the books, not the standard.
Sure, not the book.
This is the real world.
The real life is completely different than the books, than what we read in books, actually.
Yeah.
Yes, okay. Type. How does the contract type, affect the entitlement for the claim?
If we are talking about the three main contract types, the lump sum, the reimbursable contracts, and the cost plus fee. Okay. So if you have a lump sum price, you are managing everything. All the risk is on your shoulder. Everything is on you, but you have to do it, and the client is just like getting a turnkey project. Okay. If you are you have the contract of reimbursable. Then those type of contracts, mostly the risk is shared. The risk is shared, and but the interfaces are more. Okay, here the interfaces, you as a EPCM contractors, you are facing really huge number of interfaces, and you need to allocate an interface management, proper people assigned for each interface to be accountable for that interface, because there are a lot of things connected with you. You can manage it, but this risk is shared, and if something has happened beyond your capabilities, not on your fault, you can get that. Why I'm saying the risk is shared, because the client will pay for you the extra hours.
Okay, I see.
Okay, that's that point. Even if the time is fixed, you can push on activity crashing, adding more resources, and the client will pay, will assist with you and will pay for you. If we are talking about the third type of the contract, the cost plus fee, Then this is the shared risk, and the risk is more
With the buyer.
with the buyer.
With the
Yeah,
buyer, yes, okay, that
yeah,
is fine. I'd like to say thank you to Engineer Mahmoud Higazi, who joined us right now. Thanks a lot for your time and your joining. After Roman, after announcing the episode, someone asked me, "Is there any way to turn the crisis or the force majeure circumstances and incidents into an opportunity to protect the project and the profitability?"
yes. Actually, each risk is opportunity.
Okay.
It is just a matter of how you look on it, from which side you can look to that risk. So if we say we have suspension, we have a risk happened, we have something like affecting the project, and you need to analyze that critical path. You need to do all those homework, and then how to turn that risk to an opportunity. Once you restart your project, you can first you can change. You have the opportunity to change the terms of the contract. You can ask for contract amendment to modify some terms.
Okay.
You can apply. You have time during your suspension to modify your uh, faults, to modify your errors, to make a lessons learned. Apply your lessons learned. You can regenerate the team properly, and you can reorganize your data. You can reorganize your suppliers. You have time. You have to catch up with that time. I remember in one project we faced some suspension during the COVID time, and we used that time to immediately prepare trainings for specific program required for additional people.
Okay.
And we definitely managed to improve the time extension. So you have rebaseline, you get some extension of time, and so and those things what was mentioned. But in terms of resources, we managed to reorganize ourselves internally, get more prepared to restart that project comparing to that point when we started. Because when you start rolling the project, you cannot stop it, and you don't have time, and you are facing so many challenges. But once it's stopped, you have that time to go back and you say, I faced those problems, let's fix it now, so once we restarted we will face another problems.
Yes, I see.
Yeah.
I'll get back to a scenario you have mentioned, and especially if the project suspension coming with time extension only and without extra money or extra cost, and especially in the case of extending the time, for instance, 3 weeks, after that 1 month, after that 3 months, after that the main contractor, in my point of view, and you can correct me actually if I'm wrong, the main contractor or performing organization cannot release all the resources at once. It's very difficult, and at the same time they are suffering the bleeding of the operation cost and the running cost to keep the resources available until we resume again. How can we deal in such a scenario actually?
From my experience with one project back in 2010, that was in Dubai. The
Okay.
project when the world crisis happened, the financial crisis happened.
Yes.
So I was in a project, and the project faced suspension. Okay. So the client says, don't worry, the suspension will be only for 3 months.
Okay.
It's okay. Luckily, we were working based on EPCM at that time. So the client pays for the hours. So we had to record all the hours. First, what was impacted, the first request came from the client for releasing the staff, where release the labors,
Okay.
release the rented machinery.
Okay.
Then the request come for another 6 months, now release the higher labors,
supervisor or foreman or
supervisors
so
and
on.
foremen,
Yes.
and at the end, from almost 450, 470 people, we stayed 12 people on site.
Oh, okay. And that happened gradually.
I was between the last 12 who switched off the lights.
And they closed the door behind us.
Yeah.
No?
So it happens, but it not happened from one day to another day, just like this.
Directly. Okay.
It is going to be gradually, and smart project managers know this once it's happened, and have to prepare the crisis management here. Actually, the project fails not because of the crisis. The project fails because of bad management of that crisis.
Okay. I see.
If you don't have a crisis management plan from the early beginning, then you fail.
Yes. Okay. From the discussion, actually, I started to realize that I don't need only to the contract management specialist. I need crisis management specialist. Okay.
As I said at the beginning of this episode, we can talk hours and
Yes.
hours and hours and hours.
That's right. Really, I have enjoyed the discussion, and I will end our discussion actually with one question to regarding advice and how to go with the lessons learned from the major project and the crisis and the force majeure and other also project suspensions happened during your experience, and how to deal with such incidents and circumstances with some of flexibility and to be in professional way.
Simply don't underestimate any situation. This situation can be small, and then it will raise up dramatically. It will raise up like algorithm curve. So it's now under control, and within 2-3 days, it is out of control from your hands. So don't underestimate it. Get prepared for every scenario. Don't look on things only from your eyes. Ask your colleagues to tell you how they think from such scenario. That will give you more open eyes about that case, and prepare yourself for the management of the crisis. Also inform the client. Don't be shadow. I'm not saying that for every small things you go,
And
as
the
we said,
report and
as we said, you go like a child and crying, but you need to really estimate and things and says, okay, then I have a problem here. You discuss definitely with your management, and don't wait until it's too late to tell the client. The client will not be happy when the problem happened. The client will be happy when you tell him that there is a problem could happen. I'm asking you to support me. I have a plan. My plan is this. I'm asking you to support me, and I'm telling you in advance. And also the important part, keep everything recorded. Written record as it's stated in the contract. Minutes of meeting, letters, emails, whatever, keep it recorded. You are today a project manager. Tomorrow you might not be here. Somebody else will come, or you may be replaced by somebody, and you jump into a project in advanced phases, and you find that many things are not registered, and then you just regret. So keep recording.
Thank you so much. Really, I'm so happy actually for your joining today. I'm grateful for your time and expertise and the preparation even for the episode. So thank you so much, Roman.
Thank you for you, Samih, for this opportunity to join you, to share at least something which I have, and thank to all audience who joined and had a great comments, and they are listening as well.
Thanks a lot. I would like to say thank you for everyone joined us today. It was our pleasure actually to have you and being part of our episode and the conversation. And let's keep even the inquiries and the questions alive even after we are offline, and we will continue even the discussion over LinkedIn and Facebook, and as well also YouTube. Let's meet again on next Wednesday with another esteemed guest with us and another topic next week, which we are conducting actually a very important episode, also under the umbrella of the project management, but with sustainability and the green project management, and how this trend actually affects the field and affects the project management professionals within the marketplace. See you until next time, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi.